Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Still grieving American Pickers Mike Wolfe says he still feels like he can call Frank Fritz 6 months after late friend's death. American Pickers Mike Wolfe says he still feels like he can call Frank Fritz 6 months after his late friend's death in an exclusive interview with the U.S. Sun. The reality star also revealed how the cast and crew plan on honoring his beloved former co-host on the upcoming season of American Pickers, which they are currently filming. Mike, 60, and girlfriend Letitia Klein, 46, hit up the red carpet premiere of their new movie, Day of Reckoning, at the Warner Brothers Studios lot in Burbank, California on Monday. Despite Mike's starring role in the Western film and the actor revealing he's gotten a lot of other Hollywood opportunities recently, he remained adamant that he's not going anywhere on Pickers. We're actually still filming. We'll be filming until June of this year, and then we'll pick up again in January, he said in an exclusive chat with the U.S. Sun. Speaking on the legacy the show now has worldwide, he gushed, "The show is in 63 countries now. So it's not just content for the US, it's all over the place. What's interesting about it is now there's Italian Pickers, there's Irish Pickers, Canadian Pickers, there's so much energy with it. People loving the show that they want to tell their own history. And so now they're plugging all that in, which I think is really interesting. And we get emails from all over the world, and we just feel really blessed that I think it's really a show about all of us because I think we all collect something we all want to treasure hunt." When speaking on the legacy the show has left, Mike's longtime co-star, Frank, was brought up as he was an integral part of Pickers' popularity. Asked if the upcoming season planned to honor Frank, Mike appeared to get emotional as he said, "Absolutely we do. So we've been very blessed. We had the same crew for 13 years. Everybody I worked with was very close to Frank. There's not a day that goes by that we don't think of him and talk about him, or what he would have done, or what he would have enjoyed. I've known Frank since I was in 8th grade, and we're very close to each other. He was the godfather to my nieces, and I was lucky to be there when he passed." He then seemed to hold back tears as he discussed continuing to feel his friend's presence even after passing. "It's hard to talk about still just because it's so new, but sometimes I feel like I'm going to see him. I was at the airport last week, and for some reason somebody walked by, and I feel like I can call him still. It's hard, but we be where we're at without Frank. Him and I worked very hard together. All of us did. The guys behind the scenes. And so I wouldn't be standing here today if he wasn't standing with me for almost 15 years on the show." Frank and Mike co-hosted the show together when the series premiered on the History Channel in 2010. In 2020, Frank's final episode aired as speculation began he wouldn't be returning to the series. A year later, it was officially confirmed that Frank had left the show following a series of severe health issues, substance abuse struggles, as well as alleged tension with Mike. Frank had been open about his health struggles, including Crohn's disease and a history of alcoholism. In 2022, Frank suffered a stroke that left him in a wheelchair and needing a caretaker to provide for himself. On September 30th, 2024, Frank passed away surrounded by loved ones, including Mike, who first revealed the news on his Instagram page. It was later revealed that Frank's cause of death was from late sequela of cerebral infarction, which means he suffered from a stroke. Go in Hollywood. Mike was joined on the Day of Reckoning red carpet by his longtime girlfriend, Letitia, who also had a role in the film. The Nashville resident scored a starring role in the Sean Silva-directed movie, which also features Billy Zane, while Letitia had a part riding motorcycles in the movie. Seeming happier than ever on the red carpet, Mike was pressed on whether or not he had any proposal plans for his longtime girlfriend, something he quickly squashed. "Oh no, Mike rapidly responded when asked if he planned on popping the question anytime soon. "I've been divorced for 3 years now? I'm spending a lot of time with my daughter. She's 13. After 15 remarkable years of buying, restoring, and preserving American history through the treasures of yesterday," Mike Wolfe, the heart and soul of American Pickers, has officially closed the doors of his beloved Nashville antique shop, Antique Archaeology. But beyond the shuttered storefront, Wolfe has also been navigating a much more emotional chapter: life without his longtime friend and former co-star, Fritz. In this 3,000-word in-depth story, we delve into the emotional aftermath of Frank's passing, the legacy of their friendship, and how Wolfe is honoring their bond in ways fans may not expect. From heartwarming memories to personal reflections, this is a story about grief, healing, and the enduring ties that time can't sever. A brotherhood forged in rust. Wolfe and Fritz weren't just television co-stars, they were lifelong friends. Long before American Pickers became a household name, the two bonded over their shared love of antiques, junkyards, and the hunt for lost Americana. Their on-screen chemistry was genuine because their off-screen friendship was real. Fans loved watching their banter, their rivalry over picks, and the way they brought each other to life. So when Frank stepped away from the show due to health issues and later passed away, it sent shockwaves through the American Pickers community and devastated Wolfe. "I still feel like I can call him." In a recent, emotional interview, Wolfe admitted that even 6 months after Frank's death, he still finds himself reaching for the phone. "There are moments I forget he's gone," Wolfe said quietly. "I'll see something in a barn, a sign he would have loved, and I'll think, I need to show this to Frank. Then it hits me all over again." The raw honesty in Wolfe's words captured the hearts of fans. He's a man used to preserving the past, but now he's learning how to preserve memories of someone he loved like a brother. The rift, the regret, the reconnection. The last few years of Frank's life were complicated. After leaving the show, reports surfaced of a rift between the longtime friends. Fans speculated about bad blood and unresolved tension. But Wolfe has since clarified that while things were strained, they never stopped caring for each other. In fact, he visited Frank during his health battles, and they had begun to reconnect before Frank's passing. "We had our ups and downs," Wolfe admitted. "But there was love there. Always. We were brothers. And brothers fight, but brothers forgive." Honoring a legacy. Since Frank's passing, Wolfe has found ways to keep his memory alive. He's added tributes in episodes of American Pickers, dedicating segments to the original picker. He's also working on a special documentary project that will highlight Frank's contributions, not just to the show, but to the world of antiques. "Frank had an eye like no one else," Wolfe said. "He saw the soul in stuff most people ignored. That's what made him great. That's what I want to celebrate." There's even talk of establishing a small memorial at the LeClaire, Iowa, location of Antique Archaeology, a quiet corner where fans can leave notes, photos, or small items in Frank's honor. Messages from the fans. Perhaps the most touching part of this journey has been the outpouring of support from the fan community. Wolfe says he's received thousands of letters and messages from viewers who were impacted by Frank's presence on the show. "People write to me like they lost a family member," Wolfe shared. And in a way, they did. Frank was in their homes every week. He made them laugh. He reminded them of someone they knew. Fans have shared their own stories of grief, of losing loved ones, and how Frank helped them cope during hard times. For Wolfe, those messages have been both comforting and heartbreaking. Processing grief, one pick at a time. Everyone handles loss differently. For Wolfe, healing has come in pieces. Much like the fragments of history he's spent his life collecting. "Grief isn't linear," he said. "It comes in waves. One minute you're fine, the next you're crying in the middle of a barn in Kentucky because you found an old lunchbox you know Frank would have loved." Wolfe has found solace in his work, in staying curious, and in the stories he continues to uncover on the road. What Frank meant to the show, and to Wolfe. Fritz was more than a co-star. He was a part of the show's DNA. His absence left a noticeable void, not just in episodes, but in the spirit of the show itself. "We built this together," Wolfe said. "Every mile, every pick, every laugh, It was all us. While American Pickers continues, Wolfe acknowledges that it's different now. He carries the weight of legacy of making sure Frank's contributions aren't forgotten. A memorial road trip? Wolfe has hinted at the idea of a tribute road trip, a journey across the Midwest retracing some of their earliest picks, visiting places that were special to them. I want to go back to the beginning, he mused. To the flea markets, the back roads, the old diners where we talk for hours. Maybe I'll bring a camera. Maybe I'll just bring my memories. The trip would be both a personal pilgrimage and a public tribute, something fans could follow and connect with, moving forward without moving on. It's clear Wolfe is still in the thick of grief, but he's also finding strength in storytelling, in remembering the laughter, the hustle, and the bond that outlasts even death. I'll always carry him with me, Wolfe said. Every mile, every pick, he's there. As American Pickers heads into a new era, Wolfe remains committed to the show's roots. And that means honoring Frank, not just with words, but with actions, with the same heart and grit that define their friendship. Closing thoughts, the call that never comes. Perhaps the most poignant thing Wolfe shared was this. Some days I still feel like I can call him. Like he'll pick up and say, "What did you find today?" I know that call won't come, but I still hear his voice. And maybe that's enough. In the silence left behind, Mike Wolfe is finding new ways to listen, to remember, to keep picking. Because sometimes the most valuable things aren't what we find, but who we find them with. And in that, Frank Fritz lives on.